Hipp, and I'm the proud superintendent of Anderson School District 3. If you don't know much about Anderson School District 3, we are the largest geographical area of the school districts in Anderson County, but we have the smallest population. Our student population is about 1,620. We have 5 schools, 3 elementary, Ive Elementary, Star Elementary, and Flat Rock Elementary. We have 1 middle school, Star Ive Middle School, and we have 1 high school, Crescent High School. In our district, we are proud of many things that we do because we think we're focused on children and we try to give them the best we can every day. Last year, we had the opportunity to open some new facilities. We opened a new Ffa Arena where we have one major event and several smaller events throughout the school year. Our major event is the Daniel Gerard Rodeo, and that's each year in May. So we were able to house that event in the Ffa Arena and had a great turnout, probably made the most money of any year that we've done it. We raised over $15,000 that go to scholarships for students in the name of Daniel Gerard. We also have hosted the Anderson County show for livestock and several other events. So we look forward to building on that. Another facility we opened last year was our new baseball facility. This is the first time we've had that facility on campus, and it's beautiful. Our guys got to play on it, and I don't think it's a coincidence. It's the first time in about 12 years that our baseball team has made the playoffs. And so you build places that kids have pride in, and I can't prove there's a direct correlation to that, but it was one of our better seasons. We were runner-up in the region and have a lot to build on. Academically, we have started expanding last year our STEM program, science, technology, engineering, and math. And we're also doing, like a lot of districts, adding that A to STEM and having it STEAM, bringing the arts in. With that, we've expanded our robotics at middle school last year by adding a Gateway to Technology lab through some grant money from Timken, some grant money from Bosch and Electrolux. And what we're doing with that to carry forward this year is actually adding more Gateway classes, adding more robotics teams and competitions. We've pushed some of that down to our middle school, from our middle school to our elementary schools. We started that this summer with a 3-week STEM camp where we invited rising 5th graders and rising 8th graders to a 3-week experience. Robotics, they took some field trips to the fish hatchery to bring in the wildlife component, went to Bosch, went to BMW. The AMED Life Flight helicopter came down. They talked to those attendees with it. So it has been a real good experience for our students to build to that STEM focus that we have. In the arts area, we've really done some work with the penny sales tax to upgrade our band. We had some instruments that were probably 30 years old, some of the bigger instruments like the tubas and the French horns. And so we were able, with the generosity of our board and the penny sales tax, to put $30,000 this year just into instruments to upgrade that, and then to allocate every year at least $6,000 above and beyond their budget to expand those instruments. So we're doing a lot with the arts there. Another thing we're doing with the arts component of that STEAM is we're working to offer an art credit in our middle school so that students can go ahead and get that initial art credit. And so as they transition to the high school, hopefully by the time they're seniors, we'll be able to offer an AP visual arts offering that they can articulate into. So we're really excited about the arts area and the STEM area. As we transition into this year, each elementary school is going to have a STEM focus by having a dedicated STEM-related arts time that students will cycle through as a part of their related arts. And so we think that's so important, getting that STEM component in the earlier grade levels, and so that we can carry it all the way through, because that's so much career focus is based on STEM. Another initiative going on that we've really built the groundwork for last year, and as we were leaving this summer, that will really hit full steam this fall, is going to Chromebooks. Many districts have put in a one-to-one initiative, And what we're starting in Anderson 3 is the first step in that is really a classroom initiative. What we want to have is one-to-one classrooms and let that build into one-to-one student devices to take home. And we purchased Chromebooks for all of our middle and high school teachers to take home with them this summer to become more familiar with. We've purchased a larger number of Chromebooks for our middle and high schools, getting closer to that one-to-one classroom model. And we'll have a dedicated professional development focus to using Google, using Chromebooks in the classroom, so that we have that real focus and hands-on use in the classroom. Now in our elementary schools, we're a little bit closer to one-to-one classrooms with iPads. Our schools have been diligent to use their Title I money and some penny sales tax and district technology money that in grades 3 through 5 in our elementary schools, they're one-to-one classrooms, and we're trying to push more of that down to K1 and 2 as needed. I'm not one to put technology in classrooms just to say you have it in classrooms. I want it to be utilized in classrooms as a true teaching tool where it needs to be. And so by getting it started in our classrooms, used on a daily basis, then we can really gauge the need to have kids taking it home every day. Is that useful? Is that what our community needs? I always want to have kids to have the capability to take it home, but we're still in decision of does every child need to take it home every day? So that's heavy on our list this summer and this fall. Another thing that we're really has picked up full steam is getting ready to move to the Career Center. Dr. Bob Couch came on board July 1st to be the director of the Career Center, and he will work directly with the 3 superintendents for us to make the changes to our schedule, the adjustments to our personnel, just the planning phases of getting moved into that building, the logistics of it, and doing the recruitment on our side, because for us it means new programs. Our kids right now have opportunities in 5 career and technology programs. When the Career Center opens, we'll have opportunities in 16 to 18 programs. And so with us, it will be recruitment, information, letting our students know what's available, and then making the preparations on our side to have them ready to go. We've pushed a couple of the courses down into our middle schools to have our students ready to make the transition a little bit quicker in high school to get to the Career Center. Another thing I'd like to focus on, because I think it has been a focus of Anderson 3 and an important area of emphasis with our board, is security and safety in our buildings. We, for the last 3 years, have had a partnership with the Iowa Police Department to provide school resource officers in all of our schools. And every year this program gets better. But I think in a community such as ours, to have our local people in our schools means so much. One thing it gives us definitely is quick response time, because they're right there. They're our local police department. They work under the jurisdiction of Anderson County and with Anderson County's blessing, but outside of the school day, if we need something in a building, if an alarm goes off, they're right there to answer it. They have access to the building. They have access to the cameras to see what's going on. During the school day, our parents recognize them. Our students recognize them. They're just a part of the school culture just like anybody else. But they do give us that added layer of security that we need, and I'm very proud that our board saw the need many years ago to put a resource officer in every building. Some other things we've done with security to make sure that our schools are as safe as possible. Last year we bought school check-in systems so that when anybody comes into a school, they bring their license. The license is run against the sex offenders checklist, and it's just a way for us to make sure that people coming into our buildings are as safe and have been screened as much as possible. We also added a layer of security with our work order system, that any type of maintenance type issue that comes up, if it's tagged as a security issue, it automatically moves to the top of the list. So if a window lock is broken and needs to be repaired, that's a security issue. So it goes to the top to get first attention. in looking at our facilities from a state safety standpoint, there was a concern about a location of a playground, that it was very close to the road. So during the summer, we have actually built a new playground at Ivy Elementary that's more enclosed by the building. We left the existing playground, so it is there available for community and outside of school time, but our children will actually be closer to the building. And so again, it goes back to the commitment. As much as possible, we're doing everything we can to make a safe, secure environment for our students, because they have to be safe first. Once they're safe, then we think we can teach them. So that's been a focus. One thing I left out in our what's going on is probably the biggest new thing this year is our new athletic field house. That is 15,621 square feet. And it is an athletic field house because it will serve everybody, but it will be a new weight room, more than twice the size we had, a new wrestling room, locker rooms for males and females, training room. It will be a great facility that we hope to have open by the first part of September. And I think when you think about athletics, what you do is you build school pride. It gives children gives them a cause, if you will, to jump on, gives them pride in their school, and that pride carries off into their classrooms. I'll give you an example. One example is when the softball team was going to the state championship this spring. And even though Crescent has won 19 state championships, we haven't been in the state championship game in several years. And so as we were going through the upper state and the state, the principal at Crescent sponsored pep buses to take children to Charleston when we played hand-to-hand, to take them to USC when we played the finals. And those buses were loaded with kids who had lots of spirit, cheered on their teams, a lot of school pride. And what more would you want children doing on a Friday night? Going with their school team to an athletic competition to cheer them on, or just out doing whatever. And that pride spills over into the schools, the pep rallies, and there's just an excitement when your team's winning. Our football team made the playoffs this year. There was a lot of excitement there. Teams winning, everybody's excited in the hallways. That excitement spills over into the classrooms, because it's just it's another piece of that climate, that environment that gets kids motivated. And then when you bring them in the classrooms, you can kind of build on that excitement about the athletics, excitement about ag, excitement about what's going on in the arts, and tie that all into whatever academic focus is in that class. And so I do believe it all plays a part. It goes back to, I believe in the whole child. And if you meet the needs of the whole child, then that's when you're going to get maximum potential out of everybody. I can't just care about you academically. I've got to care about your interest. I've got to care about your needs. I've got to care about what's going on in your family. I've got to care about, are you good emotionally? All those things tie together. And so positive builds positive. And everything plays a part in how well our children do it. And one example I know right now, I don't know all of our test scores, is that our advanced placement scores are much better this year than they've been in the past. And that's, that is just one measure, but it definitely, I think, plays a part. We've expanded those offerings for children, and we're seeing some results in that. And it spills over. I think our graduation rate's up at 89.7%. It's held steady there for the last couple of years, and I think it just goes back to school's a good place to be. And while I'm here, I have high expectations, and I want to be a part of what's going on, if you will. Now, one other project that you'll see in the next month or so at Star Ivy and Crescent, we're putting up modern digital signs at Crescent and at Star Ivy. So the information on those signs should be current. It will be much more attractive, eye-catching, but you'll see a major difference at those entrances in the next month or so. Well, one way is to go to our website. We try to keep the district website and the school websites current. Another thing to do, and this is probably the charm of a smaller district, you can call our office and I'll talk to you. One of our assistants will talk to you, answer any questions that you have about the district. there's a certain school you want to see because your child's that age, you can call the principal, you can call the guidance counselor, they'll take you through. So, electronic I think is the first means because it's easy to do that on the internet. Email us from our contact information there, but you can definitely call us. We are also in the chamber guide and publications like that. But the best way to get in contact with me first is email, and then second is a phone call. We'll answer it, we'll talk to you, and we'll show you the great things we're doing.